Liverpool overcame a deficit to defeat Wolves 3-1 at Molineux, with Cody Gakpo, Andy Robertson, and a late own goal from Hugo Bueno sealing the victory for the Reds in the second half. However, despite dominating the first half and taking the lead, Wolves were unable to maintain their momentum, allowing Liverpool to capitalize and secure a comfortable win. With the help of Mohamed Salah, who was involved in all 3 goals, Liverpool bounced back from a difficult start and put on a stellar second-half performance. Luton Town suffered a 1-0 defeat to Fulham, leaving them without a point in the Premier League. Carlosvinicius scored the only goal, making Luton the first team to lose their first 4 games of a Premier League season since Swindon Town in 1993-94. Luton had several missed chances, including hitting the post and missing a penalty, and remain at the bottom of the table. Fulham's Marcosilva celebrated his 100th game in charge with a win, thanks to his substitutions which made the difference and gave them the cutting edge they needed. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium get mad as Tottenham achieved a stunning turnaround, beating Sheffield United 2-1 with stoppage-time goals from Richarlison and Dejan Kulusevski. Sheffield United had taken a shock lead in the 73rd minute look for their first victory, but Richarlison, who announced his intention to seek psychological help earlier this week, came on as a substitute and scored the equalizer in the 98th minute. Tottenham's victory made it their best start to a top-flight season since 1965. Ange Postecoglou once again brilliant with the substitution and changed the game. Man City came from behind to beat West Ham, with goals from Doku, Bernardo Silva and Haaland securing a 5th consecutive win. Despite West Ham taking an early lead through Ward-Prowse, City proved too strong and now sit at the top of the Premier League table. For the early 45 minutes, West Ham seemed to be giving Manchester City their toughest test of the Premier League season so far, but new young talent Jeremy Doku equalizer in the early second period changed the game and it was all Manchester City in the end. United are facing unexpected difficulties, having their worst start since 2014-15 and experiencing several damaging defeats. However, Brighton has established a sense of continuity and vision that those in power at Old Trafford could benefit from. During a match against Brighton at Old Trafford, Manchester United suffered a 3-1 loss while the home crowd turned on manager Erik ten Hag. Rasmus Højlund believed he had scored his first goal for the club, only for it to be cruelly ruled out by VAR. Despite having 9 shots, Rashford failed to score any goals. Former United striker Danny Welbeck opened the scoring for Brighton, and Pascal Gross and João Pedro added second-half goals due to poor defending from United's midfield, which included Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno, who struggled with man-marking and allowed Brighton to easily run through. Douglas Luiz and Leon Bailey scored during more than a quarter of an hour of stoppage time as Aston Villa came from behind to beat Crystal Palace. Aston Villa reacted well in a difficult moment, while Palace relied heavily on Edouard, who scored their only goal. Substitute John Duran equalized for Villa in the 87th. Hodgson was unable to coach from the sidelines due to illness, and Palace's efforts were not enough to secure a win. Edouard has been the standout performer for Palace, scoring 4 of their 6 league goals so far. The win moved Villa up to 7th, ahead of Palace, who were denied a first triumph at Villa Park since 2013. Led by striker Callum Wilson, Newcastle United's second-half intensity secured them a 1-0 victory over Brentford in a match that lacked clear chances. Manager Eddie Howe praised the team's set pieces, crosses, and solid defense in a bitty game. The win ended Newcastle's 3-game losing streak and boosted their spirits for their upcoming UEFA Champions League match. Despite their reputation as a strong chance producer and denier in the league, Brentford couldn't find their way to goal and remain in 10th place, 1 spot ahead of Newcastle. Wilson's penalty, won by Anthony Gordon, proved to be the decisive goal in an otherwise scrappy match. Superb goalkeeping performance from both teams. Bournemouth and Chelsea draw without scoring in the first goalless match of the Premier League season. Both teams continue their slow starts, with Bournemouth yet to win under their new manager and Chelsea only winning once in 5 league games. Chelsea had better chances, hitting the woodwork and having a goal disallowed, while Bournemouth also had opportunities to score. Despite their expensive signings, Chelsea struggled to find their form and lacked experience on the bench. Overall, both teams could have won if they had better finishing. Leandro Trossard's goal helped Arsenal secure a hard-fought 1-0 win against Everton at Goodison Park. The Toffees, still winless this season, struggled to keep up with Arsenal's patience and determination. Arsenal had Gabriel Martinelli's sweeping first-half finish narrowly ruled out for offside. Manager Mikel Arteta was thrilled with the result as the Gunners maintained their unbeaten start to the season, while Everton, still without a Premier League win this season, were desperately short of quality and look set for a challenging season. Nottingham Forest and VAR denied Burnley a win despite Lyle Foster's goal, which was controversially ruled out after a VAR review. Foster was also sent off for elbowing Ryan Yates. Zeki Amdouni had given Burnley the lead in the first half with a well-taken shot before Hudson-Odoi scored an impressive curling strike into the top corner. Despite their draw, Burnley avoided their 4th straight league defeat. Forest have made a decent start to the season, with 7 points from 5 games, while Burnley were able to earn their first point of the campaign.
Subscribe the channel. Thanks.